once it was bankrupt, once the district is bankrupt,
Right.
assuming the town dissolves the district, then it would devolve back to the property.
To the property owner, so they have to understand that.
That's right, and that's why I think we need Kevin's prepared a consent form for him to sign, and we need to meet with each one of them and explain that that's could happen.
Right.
And of course, most of them won't happen in their lifetime, but.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Without us charging a fee within a district
Right.
for maintenance on their septics, which again, you have to figure at some point, there's probably going to be a fee. You know, again, it could be 40 years from now that they start to implement or whatever in order to maintain a fund.
Right.
And for the minimal amount that it would be that they would do to maintain that fund, be it a couple $100, is a lot cheaper than what it's gonna cost them, you know, using the projections here to fully replace their septic on their own if they had to do it on their own, because you're doing it as a community. So you've got a bigger pool of money to pull from. So, you know, if it's $500, again, I'm guessing, folks, I'm not saying we're putting a fee in place. But if it was $500 a year for septic maintenance in Shandaken in 40 years, which I'm gonna assume $500 in 40 years is probably not gonna be a lot of money. You probably cover most of these costs with the 60 people that are participating in this.
Yeah, you might, the town at that point might make a decision like that. Well, things didn't go as well as was forecast. You know, we had to replace 2 every year, and inflation was 4% instead of 3 1/3, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And then that board at that time would have to make a decision: do we dissolve the district, or do we assess a fee, presumably with the property owner's agreement?
Do we have a restricted amount of time for the district to have to be in place before we can dissolve it?
No, the way the sewer use law is written, it's, you know, when you run out of money, it's dissolved. Okay, the obligation is gone. But as Rob stated, at any point in any year, you could decide, you know what, let's start charging $100. So, you know, you could maintain this reserve. I think you're talking about starting with how much? About after the initial year, $5 or $6 million.
Oh,
$5 million.
$4 or $5 million.
So, you know, you could, $5 million at 3% is $150,000. So it's possible that you can run this thing and every year put in additional money so that the endowment actually grows rather than decreases. And or you could supplement with $100 at some point in time and say, okay, let's make sure this endowment's there forever. Right. You know, so it's sustainable.
And Henry, correct me if I'm wrong, but you have septic systems that are going to be maintained annually. Well, a third of them are going to be inspected every year.
Yep.
They'll be maintained annually, some of them.
Yeah.
And with that maintenance, it's going to prolong the standard life of that septic, whereas maybe you get a 20-year lifespan out of a standard septic. Now with this maintenance, I mean, these,
Yeah.
in essence, they could go on in perpetuity.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Barring some catastrophic failure of the system itself, like a tree lands on the pipe or something, breaks the leach field pipe. I mean,
The town has to manage the district.
yeah.
You know, you gotta do or hire somebody to coordinate. CWC will do the inspections for you.
Right.
Somebody's gotta coordinate the septic haulers to come pump the tanks out. They'll have to develop a cycle of pumping the tanks out,
Yeah.
which we're assuming is once every 3 years, so every year a third of them would be pumped. But I tell you, the fact is that some people's septic tanks fill up a lot faster than others, or some a lot slower than others. And we have tanks in our systems that we operate that have to be pumped every 1 or 2 years, and some 5, 6.
Depending on the
And the
family.
manager would develop that cycle, and the systems would be inspected, and in some cases there would be repairs, like pump replacements and so on, not full replacements.
are just some of them getting inspected? Why not all of them?
Because Kevin, maybe, is it contractually that we have to do a third of them every year?
No,
or
it's your district. You're in charge of the district.
Okay.
So it's kind of recommended that, that you pump out every 3 years and you inspect them. You inspect them every year? Or?
Well, you see, the best time to inspect them is when you pump them out.
Yeah, all right. And,
Yeah.
what in the one district that's been operating, we contract with CWC to do the inspections. And I think they probably also arrange and it's dirt cheap. I'm just saying we get a very good rate from CWC. But you could always do it more often if you wanted to. It'll be up to the board. This is a sewer district, so the board is responsible for the allocation of the fund.
I just wanted to ask Kevin to clarify, because I thought if I heard you correctly, I thought you were saying that the amount in the fund at the conclusion of construction, when the town took over this endowment, would be in the vicinity of $5 million. That's what we're talking about.
Is that right? What is it?
It's like 4.7.
Not quite that, 4.7.
477.
We've calculated it once, but I forget that calculation. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean,
Couple bucks.
and if interest rates come back, the rate, last year when we were doing this, the 10-year treasury was at 3%. This year, the 10-year treasury is at 2%, But if we went back to 3%, then we should be able
Increase of cost annually, which
Yeah,
may or may, I mean, that's averages. Again, you're trying to table something 76 years in the future.
Yeah, I mean,
Who knows?
And also, like, by 76 years, the technology's
Yeah.
gotta be a little different.
I hope.
I think we'll probably be making energy from our own, waste by then.
So any more questions?
So we wanted to go into an executive session and talk about, there's this idea that there are 4 properties that have no room for leach field. And so we need to purchase a piece of property. And we've made an offer on a piece of property. And because I want to talk about a real estate transaction, want to do that in executive session.
So we will, yes,
They'll finish there, but I want to ask a question before you go to your executive session.
okay. Go ahead. We're gonna go.
Are you done? Okay. What cost is incurred on the town, as the town board, to manage or oversee this project? And how is that going to relate with regards to everybody else in the town that pays taxes, where you have a special district that's receiving a benefit? Is the rest of the town going to pay in some way, shape, or form?
I can answer that if you want.
Either way, I can say,
Yeah.
relative to similar to what I do with Phoenicia Water District or Pine Hill Water District, there are some attentions that have to be paid there, but it's not physical, it's not like a billing. Like, I couldn't contribute the amount of, or a number to the amount of time that I spend with Phoenicia Water District, because you have a commissioner or a district supervisor.
So that's
which
my
is what,
point. Are you going to have a commission?
well, yes, that's what,
Yeah.
basically, we would be contracting with CWC to be the managers of the district, essentially.
Yeah,
To
so
oversee it.
all the costs of the district are paid by the district. The only costs that aren't paid for are your board's time. We can't compensate, the district can't compensate you for your time running the district. But all the costs, any administrative, any out-of-pocket costs, even the clerk's time, if she's sending bills, can be billed to the district. We do that in other districts.
I'm gonna regret this. Yes, sir, Mr. Riccadella. Go
I
ahead.
thought the city was paying.
Okay, the city is paying for it.
All of it?
I know, yes, all of it. What he's asking about is basically, like,
Pumping the septic down?
so
Yep.
I'm paid as the town supervisor.
Yeah.
But when you and I have a meeting, it's really regarding the Phoenicia Water District, which technically I'm being paid by all the town residents, so my time is basically being paid by the entire town to assist you with management, if you will, of the water
It's a
district.
different situation.
No, it's the same situation, it's identical, and it's not a lot of time, you know that, I mean, we have our meetings, you take care of the district, you fix what needs to be broken, that's it, we have a conversation for 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever, solve the problem, move on with our lives. It's the same kind of attention that we're gonna need with the septic maintenance district, you know, I'll be in contact, or who the supervisor will be in contact with
We get the
whoever
money
the
from our
contractor is that's hired to maintain the
I
septic.
know, but our
maintenance.
taxpayers pay for the water district. The city is gonna pay for the sewer system.
Correct.
Everything.
Yes, everything.
But we are making money on the endowment.
Yeah.
So if we keep the endowment going, we can keep the town, not we the board, the town of Shandaken can be making money on this endowment as
The,
it's.
the septic maintenance district can be made money. They can get, well,
The interest.
yeah, but it's limited to the people who live in the septic maintenance, property owners within the septic maintenance district. You can't, the town can't
It
take.
doesn't go to the general.
You can't
Oh,
raise
it doesn't go.
No, it doesn't.
No. Illegal.
It's only for that particular section.
It's just like any special assessment district for lighting, fire, what have you. You cannot use general funds to pay for it, and it's illegal. It's kept separate.
Cost us.
No, it doesn't cost us anything.
The administrative and management budget anticipated by the analysis is $10,000 a year.
That would come out of the endowment.
So, with that, I'll entertain a motion to close the regular board meeting to allow us to go to executive session.
No second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And, once we're done with these folks, we'll come back upstairs again. They charge a little bit more than you folks, so that's why we're gonna deal with this first. And then we'll be back. I'm sorry, Pete.
Can't hear.
This meeting we had tonight, very interesting, but why hasn't that been done with just the board? I mean, there's some technical and really so much to talk about. Why do we have to be here? Why don't we just take care of our town?
Well, because it's a public meeting for
But
the town
wouldn't we
board.
have a private session or something like that?
Yeah.
What is that?
We have to have a publicly convened board meeting amongst the board members for them, for us to go into executive session and discuss this.
State law mandates, state law mandates, when the board meets, they have to always meet in an open public session that they can.
It's a pain, but it's there.
Are we leaving?
Okay, we'll be back after the executive session.